I have a simple question for you today. What's holding you back? I don't know. You tell me. I feel like emotional intelligence is one of the most important things a musician can have. And first off, my snare's buzzing, so let me turn that off. There we go. Where was I? Emotional intelligence. I feel like emotional intelligence is one of the most important things that a musician can have. And to me, that means sensitivity to others around you and an ability to be emotionally resilient. And that includes being able to take criticism, be able to keep your self-esteem high, manage difficult or emotionally challenging situations. Emotional intelligence is highly underrated in our society currently, and I feel like we are shifting towards a more emotion. All sorts of noise going on around here. That's a helicopter. Anyway, I feel like we are shifting in a new direction right now and putting more emphasis on emotional intelligence. So, with all that being said, what is holding you back? And this is where emotional intelligence comes into play. What emotions might you be blocking? What emotions might you have that might block your progress? Now, a lot of people think that the gear, the licks, that I just haven't practiced enough. Sure, some of that may be true. All of it may be true. But often what is overlooked the most is your role in your playing. Well, doesn't that make the most sense? Your role in your life? Because you are the constant. So if you are struggling with something, ask yourself why. Why am I struggling with this thing? Whether it's a practice material or getting in the right headspace when you perform, why are you struggling with that? And the answer is probably something emotional. And no, this doesn't mean that you have to go see a therapist to figure out why you can't play a 2-5-1 in B flat major. All the other keys work, but for some reason that one doesn't. I recommend searching inside of yourself. In fact, there's a really great book called Search Inside Yourself, and it's about emotional intelligence. I read that book probably about 8 years ago, and it honestly changed my life. Really, really good book, so I highly recommend it. I would tell you the author, but I would butcher his name, so I'm not going to even bother. So it's Search Inside Yourself, white cover with the Google letter colors on it. It's very, very cool. And it has fun cartoons in it. Anyway, it's a book about emotional intelligence. And often we set up roadblocks in our own life that we do out of fear or out of pain. We don't even realize it. Now, these are a lot of unconscious things that we do. And it is hopefully your goal to raise your awareness. Bring your awareness to these things that you may not be aware that you're doing, and bring them out into the light and make peace with them. Find a new way of making yourself feel safe and secure. Now, this isn't really about music per se. This is more about life. And I've always felt that music and life run parallel to one another, at least for me. So when you can embrace your roadblocks in music, you're wanting to hit your head up against a wall, that's a good thing. That means you're on the road to a new discovery, a new part of yourself. So I encourage you to take a deep breath at those moments when you're feeling really frustrated. Look inward. Now, you can look inward either by doing meditation or having a conversation with yourself. I personally like talking to myself in the shower because I find the water running down my back very soothing, and I feel like I can finally take a deep breath and relax at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day. Depends on what my schedule is like. But in the shower, I feel like I have time to think, and I have time to feel and percolate and stew with what's going on. Now, I personally don't believe that any emotions are bad. I believe that every emotion has its place. For every light emotion, there's an equally dark emotion. And that creates a really nice balance in our lives. So if we treat our negative blocks and anger and fear and pain with negativity, ultimately that shuts out the darkness, and then we end up chasing a light, a more positive life that ends up feeling less and less satisfying. And eventually it becomes like a drug. And that's not balanced at all. And in fact, that turns into a dark way of living. So if you can embrace the dark first, chase the dark, find the dark, look for the dark, and you'll find those in those dark caverns of your life. And in music, when you are searching for those places, the light will just follow. It'll almost lift you up. So, very abstract, I know. But believe me, I feel like the majority of my musical journey has occurred inside of me and not on the horn. Now, don't get me wrong. There is so much material that I think everybody should practice, and it's up to you what you want to practice. But I feel like everybody will go through their phase of hardcore practice and hardcore obsessive-like state, listening to music, talking with friends about music, living, breathing. But on a day-to-day basis, the relationship I have with myself is the one that I work on the most. So I hope this was valuable to you. Maybe take some time to look inward. See what your musical blocks are. See what your life blocks are that might get in the way of you making the music that you want and ultimately having the life that you want. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment below and I'll be happy to get back to you. If you have any ideas about some things you'd like me to talk about in the future, also let me know. And if you'd like to see more of these, please like and subscribe. You will find out, or you can hit that notification bell, and I can my new videos will just pop up in your feed. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Happy practicing and happy emotional intelligence-ing. Bye.